is the first breakdown of the channel. So hopefully many more to come. Today we're discussing Sean O'Malley versus Chito Vera. If you haven't seen the result of the fight yet, Marlon Chito Vera defeats Sugar Sean O'Malley via first round TKO. Bracket ankle injury. So what really happened in this fight? A lot of confusion surrounding this as to what the hell happened, what went down. So let's get into that and discuss it. So as you can see here, 2 minutes and 45 seconds into the fight, both in opposite stances. You can see Marlon is in southpaw, O'Malley in orthodox, both pouring out, gauging range, right? Take a look at what happens here.
How's that possible?
It was quick. So that is a stutter step O'Malley uses frequently, typically when he wants to cut angles or switch stance. Now, what happened here was the first ankle roll of 2 in the fight. This is where a lot of the questions are coming in as to why this happened. Was it a pre-existing injury he picked up in camp? Was it something that occurred backstage? Is this long-lasting pre-existing damage from the injury sustained in the Andrei Sukumtov fight? I don't believe so. The reason being, in terms of pre-existing injuries in camp, O'Malley on the Embedded series stated he was coming off of the best 2 camps of his life with 0 injuries. Whether he's bending the truth there or not, who knows? I don't see a reason why he'd lie. So there you go. You can make of that what you will. But I believe this right here was the opening sequence to the onset of damage that O'Malley was subjected to. I think this was the initial starting point. So this right here could have caused a sprain, could have caused a tear of a ligament, and nobody really knows. Now look again to the second ankle roll of the fight. Take a look.
A lot of torso, I guess.
That's ridiculous.
Now you're seeing Vera not bite as much on the fakes as he did early on.
Well, this is absolutely the most.
So as you saw there, again, that same stutter step. This time O'Malley, rather than rolling his ankle off to the side, he rolls over his toes, takes the full momentum of the stutter step forward, straight over his ankle. This, in my opinion, is what completely destroyed the lower half of his leg. Has probably torn numerous ligaments and sprained God knows what else. I mean, he was done at this point. You heard in Marlon's corner, you heard someone there say that leg is done. And you see Marlon Vera, he knows, he walks over to his corner, comes back around and resets. He knows the fight's done at this point. So now we'll skip on to the finishing sequence of the fight, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about a few things that people have been throwing out.
Still recognizes it, and he's
Neither here nor there. We'll see in between rounds if O'Malley has anything to say about it.
strong low kick there by Vera. Yeah, we'll hear up. He fell down. We'll hear. Oh!
Huge elbow! A limb, and the judge.
And there you go, the fight is done. So in terms of what a few people have been saying, the first is, did O'Malley go out in that finishing sequence? I think he briefly went out. And I think it was as a result of that glancing hammer fist. So yes, I do think he momentarily went unconscious because he seemed to snap back into the defensive. I think it was just for a second. I mean, he took like 2 clean elbows, blocked one hammer fist partially, the other one glanced, and that's when he went out. The second thing a lot of people have been saying is, was this injury caused by Marlon Vera in any way, or was this self-inflicted? I believe it was self-inflicted. I understand where certain people are coming from with that. There was the kick that Marlon Vera landed, the left leg kick that wrapped around the back of O'Malley's knee, would have attacked the peroneal nerve. If you don't know what happens as a result of that, you can essentially go into something that's known as drop foot, which is like an exacerbated version of pins and needles. Essentially, you lose all sensation in the lower half of your leg from probably like the halfway point of your shin, maybe even up to your knee, all the way down into your foot and into your toes. I don't think that was the case, because that would have been, you would have seen it almost instantaneously, and it tends to be temporary. So I don't think that was the case. I think the first roll is what started off the whole situation, and the second roll, the really, really bad one where he went over his toes, was what caused whatever damage he has to his foot. I mean, you can see he's in agony there. But this is an issue with O'Malley, man. I mean, kid's 25 years old, has injured the same foot twice in his last 4 fights. Was out for 2.5 years last time around. Yeah, that was USADA, but we don't know how long he's going to be out for with this, and something needs to be done over on his corner. They need to, I think, refine that unorthodox movement, because clearly, I mean, his joints, they can't take it. He is very frail for this division. So obviously, I wish O'Malley a speedy recovery. Good performance from Chito Vera, took advantage of a wounded animal. No messing around, finished the fight, got out of there unscathed. Will, I would imagine, be after a quick turnaround. As far as who they both should be fighting next, I think give Marlon Vera Rafael Assunção. And for O'Malley, depending on when he's back, Montel Jackson, Said Nurmagomedov, could possibly do a Dominic Cruz fight. Just depends. I think O'Malley was 14th ranked in this fight. So Marlon Vera progresses. I will look into the medical records, try and find what happened, see if anything gets tweeted or anything gets posted. So if you enjoyed the first breakdown of the channel, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Comment what you'd like to see me record next. I think I'm going to do a breakdown of Stipe versus DC3, the trilogy fight. That was a fantastic title fight. So, anyways, I will catch you later. Peace.